YouTube, man? Thank y'all for tuning into I Am Fresh. And we are back at it again with another video. And to my Fresh fans, thank y'all so much for always tuning in with your boy. All right, Fresh family. So, as y'all know, if you've been tapped in and y'all seen that last video, I did the unboxing of this bad boy here. And let me let y'all know that there's no magazine in the firearm, as well as there's nothing in the chamber, so the weapon is clear. Alright, so I finally got this bad boy out to the range, man, and let me tell you, I have some thoughts now on it that are kind of finalized, but I also have some new things that I want to make mention of that I like about this thing. Alright, so let's just dive right into the conversation. Alright, this thing is definitely a cop. Alright, I have one con with this thing, and like I made mention before in that unboxing video, the trigger on here is definitely trash. I don't like it. However, using it at the range, it wasn't that bad when riding that reset. When riding that reset and getting rid of all of the take up, the trigger was actually quite pleasant, man. I really liked it. It's a really nice shooter. All right, so now that we got the bad news out the way, let's get into all of the good things, the positives, man, because this thing has a ton of positives, man, that I really like, that I didn't know until I actually shot it, man. What I want to speak to and specifically is the action of this thing, okay? Because of that long slide travel on this 5-inch barrel here, and it has that aluminum frame on it, it allows the action to be nice and tight and precise. So there's not a lot of what you call barrel play, all right? This stays relatively tight. If you notice on like a lot of your polymer handguns, striker fire handguns, you get a lot of barrel play. Because this sits on a stainless steel slide, sits on this aluminum frame, it keeps it nice and tight so you don't get a lot of slide jump, causing that barrel to have a lot of play in it, which results in a lot of accurate shots, man. You get some really good grouping. I had this thing out to 13 yards because I was on the outdoor range. So I had it out to about 13 yards. And I must say, without any heavy target acquisition, I was able to still have some relatively tight groups. And then once I got heated up, literally, because it was cold outside that day and I felt like I was underdressed, so I was shivering a little bit. Once I actually got warmed up and wasn't shivering anymore and was able to plant my shots and calm down with my shots, man, let me tell you, I was putting these things on the bullseye. I haven't shot this well since I shot I think it's called the Sig Sauer P320 Legion, the X5 Legion. I shot just as well with this one, all right? And the Legion actually has a better trigger out the box. If you're able to swap out this trigger here and say like go with an Apex or any type of aftermarket trigger of your choosing, this thing is definitely one of the topics of discussions as far as a top 5 for a affordable competition shooter out the box. Another thing that helped out a great deal with this thing when I was shooting it was the weight of it. The weight of it is very tasteful. It's not obnoxiously heavy to the point that you feel fatigued when, going mag after mag and holding target acquisition for a long time. But it's not too light either to the point that you're getting a lot of muzzle flip, because this particular firearm is light. It's not, it's like perfect, all right? I made mention in the first video in the unboxing that this was 29 ounces. I think it's a good sweet spot for this long frame gun, and considering that it's an all metal gun, okay? So again, the bottom is made out of aluminum and the top is stainless steel, okay? And so you also got that stainless steel barrel as well as a stainless steel guide rod and spring. So another thing that I want to make mention of that allows you to, not only just have some very comfortable, precise shots, but great follow-up shots is going to be that stainless steel guide rod and spring in here. That rod and spring paired with that metal slide and also frame, it helps really mitigate that recoil enough so that when you're actually aiming down range and taking those shots, you're able to come up off of that recoil and reacquire that target immediately. That's something that I noticed with this thing that you're not going to get in a lot of, competition striker fire type platforms, because you're going to get a lot of that muzzle flip only because of that plastic frame. All right, it doesn't really lock down that slide as snug as something that doesn't give. Plastic gives more than metal. All right, so you're going to have a little bit of play. You're more likely to have a little bit more play in a plastic frame or receiver than you are on a metal one, all right, because there's not much give to it. All right. Another thing, this flare mag well made loading a mag a breeze. This is actually my first time having a flare mag well on my personal firearm, and I really like it. I remember using the SIG, it was a rental at the range, and I used that SIG P320 X5 Legion, and it had a flare mag well, I guess a tungsten infused grip and mag well. And I mean, it just made loading mags for, another round of fire simple and easy. And let me tell you, man, this coming out the box with this flare mag well made it super sweet. Another thing that I just want to make mention of after shooting this thing over, a sustained period of time, running a few mags through this thing, if you have sensitive hands, you will start to feel some fatigue from the heavy texturing, that heavy stippling, that sandpaper style of grip. You are going to start to feel that after a while, especially if you're running a really firm grip. You can kind of file this down if you wanted to. You can kind of get like a little Dremel, or you can get some type of grit sandpaper and kind of just smooth it off a little bit to your liking. Or you can just run this thing with gloves, or I'm sure put some type of grip covering over top of it. But with my hands being kind of clammy, over time I did start to feel those ridges in that grip start to cut at my hand a little bit. So I do want to make mention of that for folks that may be interested in this thing right here. But I will say this is a very confident shooter right here. I felt extremely confident shooting this thing. My shots, my grouping was excellent. I wish the range that I was at would allow me to rapid fire, because that's really what I wanted to do. I really wanted to do some rapid succession with this thing. But just stay tuned, man. I'm still on the hunt for a range that allowed me to get mobile and allow me to get more busy, so I can show off my skill set and see and really push myself and see where I'm at. But this thing right here, if you're looking for an out the box competition shooter, man, I really think that this thing is that, especially for the price that you're getting. Most guns in the competition realm are going for anywhere between that 13, 15, all the way up into that, 4,000 plus range, really. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to get something that's, sub 1,000, under 1,000 bucks, I just think this is definitely a topic of discussion. You know what I mean? This is definitely a topic of discussion. Another thing, man, is that fiber optic front sight. Really, I'm an irons kind of guy, but I want to run a red dot on this because I want to go fast. All right, I already got my Go Gun gas pedal on here, to help with, keeping that target acquisition. But I really want to go fast, man. And the part of going fast is going to be that trigger, as well as running a red dot, so I can be able to just pick up a target quickly. And I just really want this to be a fast gun, a race gun. But you don't necessarily need that red dot up top. That fiber optic front sight, let me move out the way. And remember, this weapon is clear. Can y'all see that? That fiber optic front sight right there is so easy to pick up, especially on a sunny day where it's illuminated even more. I mean, you're picking that thing up rapidly. So you can put this thing back on target for a great follow-up shot ASAP, man. So listen, guys, I'm giving this a 2 thumbs up. This is definitely a cop right here, man. I enjoyed this thing a great deal. I actually want to start training with it even more, and maybe get into some competitive style of shooting, man. Hopefully, that's the goal, man. So I got to just find out a range where I can start, getting my feet wet with that. And then, maybe your boy might be able to enter into something, maybe some like rookie or novice or beginner level, amateurs, competitive shooting stuff, man. You know what I mean? So listen, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. Comment down below if this is definitely on your Christmas list to get, man, because, I mean, it's definitely worth it. And if not, man, you can't go wrong with getting that Smith & Wesson M&P Performance Center, man. This right here is right underneath that. And the only reason why I would give this a leg up is, like I said, that Apex trigger, but I plan on swapping that too, man. But listen, I appreciate y'all, man, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Peace.